Hey, this is Paul from Guitar World, and today we'll be looking at 4 exciting new stomp boxes from Source Audio Hot Hand. They are called the Soundblox series, and we have the Trrimod Flanger, Trrimod Phaser, Multiwave Distortion, and Trrimod Wah. Let's take a quick look. Not too long ago, Source Audio released their dual pedal designed Hot Hand Wah and Hot Hand Phaser Flanger, which Guitar World reviewed. Now these were unique stomp boxes which allowed you to wirelessly control the effects in real time and make dynamic use of the sounds by using your hand along with the wireless unit called the Hot Hand Motion Controller, which was worn on your picking hand. So in real time, you could change the parameters and algorithms of, say, a wah or a phaser flanger by the sweeping motion of your hand. A very unique design. Now with these brand new Soundblox pedals, they are a more compact and single-ended design, but with all the unique and dynamic sounds built in. Let's take a look at each one. Keep in mind that all these Soundblox stomp boxes can be controlled with the Hot Hand Motion Controller. It's just a simple use of calibration on each of these pedals and you're ready to go. But if you just want to use it straight up with guitar, which we're going to do today, just plug right in and dial in some magic. Let's start with the Trrimod Flanger. There are 11 presets, and of course, as you go clockwise on the presets, the effect becomes more dramatic. We have knobs for delay, depth, and speed. So let's hear a couple presets. As I said before, the effects become more extreme as you turn up the dial. Here's a great example when you run through some distortion and you turn up the speed and the depth knob on the Soundblox Trrimod Flanger. Here we go. Much like the Trrimod Flanger, the Trrimod Phaser ratchets up the effect level as you go up each of the presets. It becomes more extreme. There's also knobs for frequency, depth, and speed. Let's take a listen. Moving it all the way up, you can also get some extreme jet sounds. Let's take a listen. Moving over to the Multiwave Distortion, this pedal has the most complex sounds and is the most fun. It features 21 distinctive and modern effects not found on a typical distortion pedal. You can get anything like synth-like sounds, some octave, Octavia sounds, extreme feedback, and all different types of distortions with this pedal. The Multiwave Distortion separates its distortions into 2 categories, multi-band and single band, which are then subdivided into subcategories such as octave, foldback, and normal. Now, what's interesting about Multiwave Distortion is that it divides the input signal into several frequency bands, which are then distorted separately before being recombined. Let's begin by hearing the normal setting, which is a typical type of distortion with an interesting twist. And as I move up, of course, the distortions become a little more extreme. We have the sustain knob over here, which is somewhat of an input gain and compression. There's a drive and output. So let's hear that. Here we go. Moving it up a notch on the normal setting gives you even more distortion. Check it out. Now let's hear a multi-band distortion on the fold-back setting. And this is where it really gets hairy. You'll get to hear all these different overtones. Not like an Octavia pedal. Check it out. Sticking on the multi-band category, let's move over to the octave setting, where you can really get some extreme Octavia-type sounds. The great thing about the multi-wave distortion is it reacts to how hard or how soft you pick. So going on the single band on normal, you'll get to see what I'm talking about. Check it out. Here's the same idea on the fold-back setting. Finally, on the octave setting, you can really vary the pick attack from soft to hard. You can really get some great overtones. Check it out. Finally, the Trrimod Wah acts much like a wah pedal and envelope filter. We have different categories for classic wah, low pass filter, band pass filter, and multi-peak. There are knobs for frequency, depth, and speed, and sounds great with distortion or clean. You can also use this with the hot hand motion controller. Let's take a quick listen. Let's begin by hearing the classic wah setting. Here's a sound on a clean setting with the low pass filter. Finally, let's hear the multi-peak. Source Audio's Soundblox pedals offer unique and dynamic sounds from familiar pedals. If you need a new spin on a Flanger, Phaser, Distortion, and Wah pedal, you should step on these new pedals. Check them out.